Alright guys, Dave Genvy here, aka Bad Boy Genvy, aka Satan. Yeah, that's who I am. This video that I'm releasing now, I was going to release a different video, but unfortunately, your reptilian bitch king, King Charles, has been messing with it. He's the guy that runs the world, and he's got control over your computer systems, and he's been messing with my videos. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to release a video right now that that he's tried to butcher a little bit. That just talks about the computer game industry, right? It's not, if you're not interested in computer games, it's going to be a pretty boring video. And then what I'll do on Wednesday, I'll release another video. I'll release the more interesting video that's been butchered a little bit. The end's been cut off. He's cut the end off because he's a little bitch. He'd prefer to cut my head off, but he ain't got the balls. He ain't got the fucking balls. King Charles ain't got the balls to come through my front door with a shotgun. And remember, King Charles, right, is a total bitch. Can't actually be prosecuted in the UK. If you're king of the realm, you can commit any crime you want, and you can't be prosecuted in the UK. And if you come through that door at any time, because every night I leave the motherfucker unlocked. I'll put my address on screen. 23 Sandstone, Rednall, Birmingham, B459YF. I'll tell you all, Satan leaves his door unlocked every fucking night. So you come in whenever you fucking want to fucking do me in. And King Charles, he's got a real problem with me. He's got a real fucking problem with me. King Charles, you can come here anytime you fucking want with your shotgun and fucking, blow me away. But you ain't got a fucking bollocks to, have you? Why? Because you're a total pussy bitch, that's why. That's fucking why. He knows how to use a shotgun. Does King Charles? He's used shotguns, to shoot fucking clay pigeons and stuff like that, so he knows how to use them. And yeah, he could come and do me in, but he won't, because he's a pussy. So he's butchering my videos, messing with my videos at the minute. It's been happening for a while. I've showed you sometimes when I release a video, the screen goes black and you've got the audio, but you can't see the video and stuff like that. Now he's starting to cut bits off my video. So I'm going to release a video now, and it's got talking about computer game industry. And then I'll just release another one another time, probably tomorrow, okay? Same time, 4 o'clock. Right, so hopefully you understand. Right, we'll cut to the computer game stuff now. What are we talking about now? Now we're talking about the computer game industry. I've talked about it before. It's actually quite important to God in heaven. The reason is, computer games, believe it or not, when played in moderation, every couple of days, maybe 2 or 3 days, you may be playing for an hour and a half, something like that. They actually help improve your brain. They make your brain faster. They make you faster at thinking. If good games can do that. And basically, if you're smarter, when you die and you go to heaven, if you've been, lived a good life, you're going to be more interesting to God, really, to talk to. I mean, it's not a sin to be stupid, but God enjoys conversing with intelligent people because it's just more interesting to him. It's more interesting to his mind. So, computer games are a good, fun way of improving your intelligence, speeding up your brain, basically. It's like, consider it, say you lift weights to make your muscles bigger in your arms. It's kind of the same thing for your brain. Your brain's a muscle and you can train it to be quicker. So the computer game industry is an industry that God considers quite important, especially for certain people that are quite intellectually gifted. Might find when they're at school, they might find themselves getting a little bit bored. I used to. And computer games can kind of give you something that's a bit more challenging, basically. So don't overlook computer games. I mean, another way of doing it is playing crosswords, playing chess. There's other ways of improving your brain other than computer games. Yeah, the computer game industry is important to God. I had the idea of how the industry could make more money, which was for over 18s gambling in computer games. For example, on FIFA, a football game, a soccer game, you could have a bet between two players on who's going to win the game, and the winner takes most of the money, but some money would then go to the developers of the game, and also to Microsoft if it's done through Game Pass. Game Pass is a big, it's like Netflix for computer games at the minute. There's a lot of people subscribing to it, and that probably is the future of the computer game industry, Game Pass. And we could build something onto it called Gamble Pass, which is for over 18s. I've actually had another idea for Game Pass, which I'm going to talk about now, which is where what you could have is every month, it's optional, but every month you could have it where the person who's paying for Game Pass, the player, can vote for his favourite 3 games of that month. So he can select his favourite 3 games of that month. And you say, why is that a good thing? Well, you can have whoever gets the most votes can be the game of the month on Game Pass. It can win the award of Game of the Month. And then what Microsoft could do, the people who own Game Pass, they can then give a cash prize to the developer who's made, a substantial cash prize to the developer who's made that game, which then helps them make more good games because they've got more capital then to invest in making more games, and it gives them a cash incentive to make really good games as well. And there could be a prize for a cash prize for second and third game of the month, and then you could have at the end of the year game of the year. So which game has accumulated the most votes throughout the whole year? Just asking the players what their favourite. It wouldn't take that long. Your favourite 3 games that month that you'd played, and yeah, it could be a really good idea. You could also have game developer of the year. So the way that would work is which developer, because maybe there's one game that year that has sort of got most of the votes and won game of the year, right? But there might be a developer that's had a couple of multiple titles that have each got quite a lot of votes that have then made them win developer of the year, which again comes with a cash prize. It helps, from Microsoft, because they're making a lot of money off the subscriptions for Game Pass at the minute. And it could be a way for Microsoft to incentivize game studios to make better games. I think it's a really good idea that could work. And I think the actual players, people who are paying for Game Pass, might think, I can't be bothered to do this vote every month. Well, I think they need to look at it a bit differently, because voting for your favourite games is going to help your favourite developers. They might then win that award, which could be a substantial cash prize. I was thinking of having a percentage breakdown where, say for the game of the month, right? First place gets 10% of the Game Pass subscriber money. Second place gets 5%. Third place gets 2.5%. The Game Pass subscriber money. Now you might say, well, Microsoft ain't going to want to give away that amount of money. Well, they might if you consider that I want to bring free energy into the global economy. Free energy is a thing. It's been done. I've spoken on this channel about how you do it. It's pretty straightforward. And free energy would then allow Microsoft to run the server centers a lot more cheaply for Game Pass. The service centres, you've got all these service centres that use a lot of energy, and that energy at the minute is expensive to make, because often you have to burn, you know, expensive fossil fuels that are limited. Whereas with free energy, it's really cheap. Once you've built your rings of power, that's what I call them, rings of power, or the perpetual turbine, you can use that as well. Once you've built those, you know, they're going to make you a lot of energy very, very cheaply. So the costs of running the service centre for Microsoft drop massively. So then they'd be making a lot more profit once they're using free energy to power the service centres. So they would then be able to give away, I think, you know, 10% to whoever's won game of the month, and then 5% to second and 2.5% to third. I'm not sure how the cash prizes would work for Game of the Year and Game Studio of the Year. It'd have to be worked out. It's just an idea. Those percentages are just an idea. Whether that's the right way to do it, I'm not sure. But you know, I think the players would need to be educated that it's a really good idea for them to vote. It helps your developers. And also, by voting, once the results come in, you'll be able to have a look, as a player, be able to have a look at a detailed breakdown of the results, which games have got the most votes. And that might be a really good way for players to find new games which are really popular. They might see a game that, say, come fourth in the Game of the Month award that they haven't played, they haven't even thought of playing, and that might then make them think, oh, I'll give that a go, because there's a lot of people voting for that. It only came fourth. It didn't, you know, win first, second or third, but it's still done really well, and I've never played it. So I'll give that a go. So it might be a really good way for players to find new good games. So it's well worth doing, I think. And something else would be good. I mean, say like Game of the Year award. Say that you're halfway through the year, you're in June. You know, you're halfway through the year. You might want to be able to have a look at the leaderboards. Who's in the lead to win game of the year? You know, all the votes that have come in for whichever game, which is who's at the top. And it'd be like a leaderboard of who's first, second, third, fourth, fifth. You know what I mean? That would be interesting to a lot of people. It's almost like watching like Premier League football. You know, the league table of Premier League football. Who's at the top? Who's getting the most votes? That'd be really interesting. I think a lot of players would you know, people who take computer gaming fairly seriously would like to have something like that. It's a great way for finding new games as well. So that other people like. So I think it's a brilliant idea. So yeah, that's all I had to say about the computer game industry. That part of my video had been fucked up by King Charles. But I'm releasing another video. I'll release it tomorrow, 4 o'clock. A longer video. There's slags off King Charles and talks a lot of truth to you, basically. I'm the voice of truth in the sea of lies. So yeah, hopefully you tune into that. And what you're going to find, you're going to watch the video, and then the end of the video, the computer game stuff's cut off. It's like King Charles trying to send me a hidden message, the little bitch, that I'm going to cut off your head, or because I'm the king, you know, king of the lizard people, I'm going to have you killed. Well, I'm a Roman psycho nutjob that's Satan, as if I give a flying fuck about being killed. Do you know what I mean? He's had plenty of time to come and kill me. He knows my door's unlocked every single fucking night. He knows that. I always take the piss out of the reptile bitch boys who don't like me, like him, that it's unlocked. And you can come and get me any fucking time. You know what I mean? And they don't. Why? Because they're fucking scared. And King Charles is fucking scared. Of course he fucking is, because he's going to hell. As soon as that cancer kills him, he's got cancer. As far as I'm aware, it's terminal. And as soon as he drops down into hell, he's going to get tortured really fucking bad. And he's scared about it. Well, he can come and sort me out any time. I'm here on Earth. Come sort me out. When he gets into hell, there's going to be demons down there and all sorts for him. Ancient Romans crucifying him. Oh, it's going to be really, really fucking funny. And it's just how it is. You can come sort me out though. He's trying to send a hidden message. I'm going to cut the end off your video. So that's what you're going to find. You watch the next video that comes out. The end of the computer game stuff's cut off. So just to be aware of what's happening, keeping you updated.